When you look at an old school clock with the hands, have you ever thought about what it's really doing? I mean, it's more than just a tool, right? It's kind of like a storyteller, sharing a new story every single minute of the day. So in this explainer, we're going to learn how to read that story. Just look at this clock face. For a second, think of it like a secret code, a secret language that's just waiting for you to figure it out. Those hands aren't just pointing, they're actually telling us the story of our day, moment by moment. So, what do you say we crack this code together? Okay, so to understand any good story, you have to meet the characters first. And in our clock story, the main characters are, you guessed it, the hands. Let's get to know them. First up, we've got the short, steady hour hand. You can think of this one as our main storyteller. It moves nice and slow, very deliberate, and it sets the big scene for us by telling us what chapter of the day we're in, the hour. It gives us the big picture. Next, say hello to the long minute hand. Now, if the hour hand writes the chapter, this hand writes the plot. It moves a lot faster, filling in all of the important details and telling us exactly where we are inside that hour. And last but not least, we have the fastest character of all, the second hand. This one is all about action, ticking off every single second, and really bringing the story to life. For now, though, we're going to focus on our two main storytellers, the hour and the minute hands. All right, we've met the crew. So let's start with the simplest part of the story, the easiest chapter to read, telling time right on the hour. Honestly, this part is super simple. Anytime you see that long minute hand pointing straight up to the 12, boom, that means a brand new hour is starting. All you have to do is look at where the short hour hand is pointing. If it's on the 3, it's 3 o'clock. If it's pointing to the 9, well, it's 9 o'clock. See? Easy. But of course, stories are more than just the beginning of the chapter, right? The really interesting stuff always happens in the middle. So let's move on and figure out how to slice up the clock to understand all the parts of the story that happen between the hours. Okay, so when that long minute hand travels all the way around to the bottom, pointing right at the 6, it's gone exactly halfway around the clock. And that's why we call it half past the hour. It just means 30 minutes of that hour's story have already happened. We can even break it down more. Think of it like a pizza. When the minute hand is on the 3, it's gone a quarter of the way around. So we say it's quarter past. Then, when it gets over to the 9, it only has 1/4 of its journey left to go. And that's when we say it's quarter to the next hour. Okay, so we've got the hour, half past, quarter past, but what about all those minutes in between? Well, to unlock the rest of this secret code, you really only need to know one magic number, and that number is 5. This is how you read the exact minutes, and it's pretty cool. Every big number on the clock stands for 5 minutes. You just start at the 12, that's your 0 point, your starting line, and you count by 5s all the way around. So if the minute hand's on the 1, that's 5 minutes. If it's on the 2, it's 10 minutes, and you just keep going like that. So now that you can read the story on an analog clock, let's see how easily that translates into something you probably see all the time, a digital clock. We're really just taking the story we see and writing it down with numbers. Let's take a look at this one. The short hour hand is a little bit past the 2, right? So we know the hour is 2. The long minute hand is pointing to the 3. Let's use our magic number and count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. So the time is 2:15. See? The analog clock is telling you the exact same thing. Let's try one more. Here, the long minute hand is on the 9. So let's count by 5s. All the way around, that gets us to 45 minutes. Now, look really close at the short hour hand. It looks like it's almost on the 9, but it's not there yet. The hour isn't over. That means the hour is still 8. The time is 8:45. Okay, you has all the skills now. You can pretty much read any story the clock tells you. So let's put it all together and see how the clock tells the story of a regular day. And the day begins. The long hand is on the 12. The short hand is on the 7. It's 7 o'clock sharp. The sun's up. Time to get the day started. A whole new chapter. A little while later, the hour hand has moved past the 8, and the minute hand is now on the 3. We know exactly what that means now. It's 8:15, or 8:15. Probably time to grab your stuff and head out the door. After a long day, the clock starts telling a much more fun story. The hour hand is halfway between the 4 and 5, and that minute hand is pointing straight down at the 6. It's 4:30 or 4:30, the perfect time to get outside and play. And as the day's story comes to an end, the clock brings us to our final chapter. The minute hand is right back at 12, and the hour hand is pointing to the 9. It's 9 o'clock. The moon's out, and it's time to rest up. So, what's the big takeaway here? I mean, this is more than just a neat trick. It's almost like a superpower. Seriously, learning to tell time helps us plan our whole day so much better. When you can read the clock, you're the one in charge. You get to be the author of your own schedule. You've done it. You cracked the code, you learned the language. You can read the story the clock is telling, so the final question isn't just, what time is it anymore? The real question is, with all this time in your day, what incredible things are you going to do with it? What time will you make your own?
Students, don't forget to write your new project from school in comment section.
Yes, we can't wait to read them. हम जरूर आपके दिए गए विषय पर वीडियो बनाएंगे. Thanks for watching. Please like and follow our channel.